De'Aaron Fox and the Spurs have agreed to a $229 million deal over 4 years. It's an extension that will kick in during the summer of 2026. This contract will lock up De'Aaron Fox with the Spurs for the whole entire decade, since he won't become a free agent until 2030. I have to say, this is a huge contract. I did the math. So he's getting paid $57.25 million per year. Keep in mind, there's no opt-out clause in this contract, so he'll be getting this for the next 4 years. And you look at the deal Luka Doncic signed just the other day. It was for 3 years, $165 million, and his deal is paying him $55 million per year. So you compare Fox's deal to his. Fox is actually making more money than Luka Doncic, which is crazy. Like when you think about it, no offense to De'Aaron Fox, but Doncic is like a top 3, top 5 player when he's healthy. Like to me, that's crazy. That is insane. So as a Spurs fan, I have mixed emotions about this deal. I really want the Spurs to wait until next summer and just play out the free agency market with Fox versus giving him this deal right now, because I just wanted to see just having a full season and how he fits in with the team to get a gauge of him. So I think it's kind of risky that they threw this money. And I do feel it's a bit of an overpay for him, but you look at the situation that I feel with a lot of these guys, that if they're an all-star caliber player like Fox is, that they're going to get the max deal. But I just hope it doesn't hurt the Spurs in the future to steal. Now, with that being said, Fox is a really good player. His career average is 21.5 points per game, 47% overall shooting from the field, 33% from three. So he's a great scorer. He's very efficient. The biggest knock on him, I would say, is his three-point shooting. It's never really been good, except a few seasons back when he shot nearly 37% from three. But he's super athletic. He's great at finishing in the paint. And he should have his athleticism for the next 4 years, I believe. By the time this deal will be up, he'll be 32. So the Spurs pretty much get him for all of his prime now. And they hopefully get the best years out of him. My only fear, and I always have this fear when it comes to guards who are super athletic, that they can get a serious knee injury, such as a ACL tear, or even not even a knee injury, just that by itself, but even an Achilles tendon. So I always have that fear when it comes to guards who are super athletic. So I just hope he doesn't get hurt on this contract, that he can be healthy. If he's healthy, then I think this contract will even out over time, and it won't be like an overpay, because if you look at the way the cap is heading, you're going to see star players consistently get 70 to 80 million a year, and pretty soon 90 million a year within like a few years. And this will come across as a small contract pretty soon in the next few years. And if he stays healthy, it could be a bargain. And I've heard it from both sides. Some people feel it's an overpay. Other people feel that this is a great contract because it's not guaranteed that Stephon Castle and Dylan Harper will become star players, that even though they have talent and they have a lot of potential, you just don't know if they're going to reach it. Whereas with Fox, he's a known commodity, and that if he's healthy, he's going to consistently put up good numbers for you. He's a legit all-star caliber player. So you have to go with him while those two guys are still developing. And the hope is once those guys are developed in a few years, that then you move away from Fox, because then he'll be out of his prime, and then you max out those players. I think that's probably the Spurs calculation when it comes to this, that they're going to ride out Fox's prime while those two guys are developing. And by the time his prime is over, those two guys will be ready, hopefully, for stardom. I think that's a calculation they have made. I've also heard some people say that this is a bargaining piece in case Giannis wants to get traded, that they could flip him for Giannis with the contracts. So that's another thing to consider, that because of this big contract, they have a big trading chip, I would say, at any blockbuster trade they can be part of, simply because of this contract, that they feel that they need to move away from him. If they don't feel like he's for the future in the next 3 4 years, they can do that. So there's some flexibility in this, and I don't really understand how the Spurs capologists are going to look at this, how they're going to maneuver in the next few years. Because you think about it, Victor will definitely demand the max within 2 years. I think this upcoming season is year three, then you have year four, and then he will demand the max, and it's going to be a gigantic contract. And you look at these other guys like Castle. Castle will be a free agent in 3 years. Harper and four. So I guess maybe they haven't figured out or how they're gonna juggle all this stuff together. So it will definitely be interesting. But I did enjoy watching Fox play last year. He was super fun to watch in his brief stint with the Spurs and those few games he played with Victor. It looked like they were building up some special chemistry, but unfortunately, with what happened with Victor, they couldn't do it for the rest of the remaining season. But next year will be interesting with his speed and his athleticism to see how him and Victor complement each other. So that's all I have to say about this.